Welcome back. In this video, we're going to look at actually implying values that are not white or black using just inks alone. And the concept, and I'll put this on a brand new layer just so I can talk about it before I actually do the work. Something that's really important that I talked about in the penciling phase is the closer lines are together, the resultant line will be very dark. The further you space lines apart, the lighter the implied values are, and something in between. If I wanted to mimic something that was grayscale, I'll just have lines that are closer to each other with some areas of white. So this is a really important concept that goes hand in glove with inking. And we're going to use this knowledge, so for lighter areas we're going to have the space a little bit further apart, and as we start to get into darker values, we're going to make these lines closer and closer and closer. And you can see that this is approximating a value gradient that we talked about when we were talking about shading. So we're going effectively from white to something, and if these lines are really close, this will be almost like black. So that's the approach that we're going to apply to this fire hydrant. So what I'll do is I'll get rid of all of the stuff that's on this empty layer right here. I'll hit Command A and Command X, it cuts everything out. So now I can use this layer as I see fit. So what we're going to do is we're going to say, okay, maybe, and I'll zoom in here, maybe the lines are further. I'll always start out with the lines spaced out further apart from one another like so. And then as I start to want to add darker values, I'll start bringing those lines in closer and closer and closer like so. And what this is doing is it's kind of creating a blend between our lines and our black fills, right? So let's do that for the opposite side. And if it's helpful, you can rotate your canvas, put lines evenly spaced apart, and then as we start to get more concentrated, we'll make them darker. And then as we want something lighter, we won't have as many lines. So you can see that I've inked that part fairly okay. Do the same thing over here, put a line in the middle. Find a line in the middle. Now these lines will get closer. And what I can also do is if I wanted to make the brush bigger, I can do that too by using the bracket key. So you can see these gradients. And if you want to get rid of this outer line, let's say for example, I wanted this to look even lighter, I can maybe just get rid of that and kind of like have a hint. So I'll do the same thing throughout. Again, what you're doing is you're just simply establishing some contour lines. You're putting those lines as close together to imply something that's dark. You can adjust your brush size. You can make it, if I make the brush size really thin, that also does a really nice job of making something look lighter, doesn't it? And as I make the brush bigger, so use the left and right bracket key to toggle the size of your brush. And notice how it's more concentrated. It goes from very concentrated to an area that has much more gaps. And I'll do the same thing over here. Now, I'm going to cheat a little bit and show you another really cool trick. If I wanted to, like this is a straight line right here, I can just simply draw a line, and I can hit Command J, make a copy, Command J, look at that. It's already giving me that nice density. So I'm just simply making a duplicate, and then I can alter its spacing And I'm just going to exaggerate this for effect so you can see how this is going to work. And I'm keeping these other areas above and below these little recessed sections. I'll come back and fill those in. So notice that it's starting to go from dark to light as we move from left to right on this composition. So you're going to finish this one out on your own. That's the basic idea. If you have any questions, obviously, please reach out. But it's a pretty cool way of working. You want to work smart, not hard. I'm going to keep saying that throughout the term. Let me know if you have any questions about this. In the next video, we'll talk about adding texture. So go ahead and finish this one out, and then let's take a look at texture together. See you in the next video.